hi, it's Ben and Shane again. This is our second part of our exciting news we have. We didn't want to put it into one long video. So this one is just to follow on from our last conversation, what we was having about our plan on having a child. I can say that the news is we are having a child. I am pregnant. I'm 15 weeks. And it's been a very long...
Yeah, it's had its ups and downs and its challenges, and that's why we wanted to wait until we were past the danger zone and be able to share.
We wanted to wait till it was like past the 12 weeks and we've had the scan and everything was fine because we had some complications at the start with like finding donors and finding one that best suited us. So we tried the first time we found donor for May, literally like 2 weeks before the wedding.
This was after being let down by some friends that were going to help us, and also let down online. So we were on various Facebook sites. One of the main ones is like UK free sperm donors, and while it's amazing and there is some amazing sperm donors on there, there's also quite a lot of people that aren't very good and do let people down at the last minute and kind of play tricks on you.
It's like
ask
trying
for money
to find the donors that
yeah
you want and the method you want. So obviously there's AI and there's NI, so it's like sticking your ground of what you want. And obviously we went through the AI, which is artificial insemination. So obviously, where we're married, we're a couple. We're not going to want someone else going down the other route.
If it works for some people, but obviously it wasn't our method.
No.
So it's finding donors that would agree to that, agree to contact conditions, and also accept the fact that we were both trans men, because that had some interesting comments on some of our posts.
Yeah, so some we've had where there was like, oh, just because you're trans, you should do NI, you'll get a donor better. It's like, well, that's your method.
Some people saying, oh, no one's going to donate to you because you're trans and you shouldn't have children. And there was some quite nasty comments.
Yeah, but there was also some nice ones.
There's some really positive
it's
ones
finding the donor that best suits you, as well as obviously taken on board from the donor side as well.
Yeah.
So we found two donors. Well, one found us and we found the other. The first one we done in May. We spoke to him for quite a long time, actually. Like when I first
he's a very well-known donor, so we won't, name any names for that reason.
And we done that 2 weeks before our wedding. So no drinking for me on my wedding. But obviously it was it didn't take, and it was because we had the wedding and we had the plan for the wedding. It was kind of a step back of not actually talking about what.
Yeah, we were so busy,
what was happening.
We didn't really talk about it, and it affected you quite bad. And in hindsight, we wasn't ready at the time. It was good that it necessarily didn't take because of them finding another donor. And obviously now, it being we're married, it was the best situation. But at the time, it was very difficult, especially for you.
Yeah, because obviously I never spoke about how I felt, and obviously we both didn't, did we? It affected my mental health really bad, just because I've had I've lost cousins and stuff, so it was really hard that it didn't take. But at the same time, we've learnt that it doesn't always your first time. Obviously, we knew. I was obviously coming off hormones. We thought if it did take, it'd be very complicated and everything.
But then the best advice I can give is just talk to each other, because eventually we talked to each other and we sat down, and it was very helpful. And
so then I got someone messaged me when we was in our 2 week wait. So the donor we used, he found us. He was really, really lovely. We met him a couple of times, spoke.
That was the best thing about it. We just went for coffee, we sat down and spoke about our upbringing, his upbringing, what we kind of wanted as parents, how we wanted to do it. Like, we just kind of just spoke about everything and anything, and things that wasn't even to do with
The
actually
baby and
donating,
planning,
or it was just general life, which
It
was
was like,
good.
it was nice. It's like he was a friend that we
Yeah,
could just sit
and we
and
got a
talk
feel
and have a
of
coffee.
him and, you know, his family, and how that would maybe affect us. Like,
Yeah, so we had a couple of donations with him at the end of May, and we were quite surprised that it actually took. I had 2 weeks where my mental health dropped really badly. I wasn't in the best mind frame at all. I was really stressed.
yeah, and we had a lot of external stresses as well, with work and just family stuff. And
Yeah,
it was a very hard 2 weeks. Very hard 2 weeks wait, and very hard 2 weeks in general. But the outcome of it was amazing.
it was. Well, this one, he had dreams of me doing tests and us having a child.
It was literally
And it was pretty
recurring
much,
for
I
a
woke
week.
up and he was like, go have a test. I was like, what? I've just woken up. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it was like every single night I was dreaming that you had a bump, or that you did a pregnancy test. One of the other reasons, as the cat has just walked in now, was our little Hayes. When you were asleep, when he was laid on you, and I put my hand over Ben to give him a cuddle, and he actually bit me and pushed me away. And for our cats to do that, you know, they're very affectionate, they don't bite. Like, it was quite a big, like, like, he can sense something, like there's something going on.
Like he kind of sensed something before you even realised. So then we found out, we took the test on the 3rd of June, and we found out we was. I didn't believe it, so we took about 6 clear blue tests. Still never believed it.
Spent a lot of money on pregnancy tests for you.
I went to the GP, and because they said, obviously my GP are really good. They were like, if you obviously if you get pregnant, come to us. Obviously 6 clear blue ones, you can't all be false.
No.
So I saw one of the doctors, and he done a dip and strip test, and it came back negative, and I was like, well, no, like I've done these 6 clear blue ones, I want a blood test. And he was like, no, like our tests are reliable, and all this. And I was like, no, demanded to do a blood test.
Yeah, and obviously I read up on a lot, and the doctor's ones aren't actually as strong. Like the first response one, pregnancy home tests are actually stronger and show up earlier. But he was a very new doctor, a male doctor that didn't know any of your history.
No, bless
so
him.
I think that's the only bad negative, like, kind of thing we've had from medical staff so far, which is good. Like, it wasn't bad. He just was a bit not sure what to do.
He was like took back, obviously, seeing a male come in announcing they're pregnant.
Yeah.
It will be a throw off for everyone who's not experienced the trans community, or a guy walking into the doctors going, I'm pregnant. But other than that, it went good. On like around the 9th or 10th of June,
went back to the doctor.
I woke up, didn't go to work, did I?
Yeah, you were very sick.
I felt very dizzy, like I got up, tried to get dressed, I just felt dizzy, I was sick. So I called in work to say, like, I'll come in later, and we had some complications. I started bleeding, I got very worried. I couldn't get in touch with Shane due to being at work, so that was very, like, I felt really on my own.
Yeah, luckily our friend Ronnie was.
Yeah, I rang our friend Ron, and he just sat me down, explained everything was going to be okay. And I rang my aunt, cried to her down the phone, and it was really nice to have my aunt on board with something like this. So she took me to the early pregnancy unit, and they said everything's fine, but obviously because I was only like 5 weeks, you don't really see much apart from the sac, but they said everything for being pregnant is there, so we had to wait.
Which was horrible. Like, it's horrible not being able to be at the hospital with you, and getting a phone call, like a staff member. I was in a different class as well, and I had like one of the senior leadership come in and be like, you need to go to the head office because you've got a phone call from Ben, like, and obviously that was really scary, having to go and hear that and not be able to be there for you. And then obviously the 2 weeks wait before we could go back to get another scan done was horrible, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
not
this
knowing,
one kept googling stuff.
yeah, and not knowing if anything was okay. Like, it was like the most, I think, scaredest I'd been in my life. It was horrible. But our little one kept us on our toes, and we went back for a scan again on the 7th, and yeah,
we was
the
7
minute
plus something.
the minute the nurse turned the screen around and was like, so the good news, like, your baby's fine, and then showed us the heartbeat. I think we both cried, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that made it really sink in that no, everything's all right, and our little one is gonna give us some scares.
Yeah.
But everything was okay, which was really good.
Yeah. And you'll be able to see the first scan photo from our 12 weeks. And going on to like medical staff, apart from the first doctor we spoke about, the other doctors have been amazing.
Really good. Like, we've gone into some appointments and the doctors have been like, this is the first time I've ever had a trans, patient or trans people be pregnant.
How would you like to be addressed? How would you want your pregnancy plans to be?
And also they've been very much like, oh, I'm really sorry if I get it wrong. Like, I do apologise. It is natural instinct. They've worked in the profession for, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And the simplest things like just the word woman, like, and on the forms and everything. But actually, they've tried to change it. They've always addressed you as male and he. They've changed your notes and stickers on blood test reports and stuff for you. So, they've actually been really amazing. And I think when we went for our actual 12-week scan, she was really lovely, wasn't she? She didn't even highlight the fact that Ben was male either. She just treated us like any other pregnant person without... You obviously used used dad,
like, taking a step back,
without like highlighting the fact that
we're trans,
and it was like different to an ordinary pregnancy.
So
she just got on with it, didn't she? So
2 male, 1 being pregnant.
It was really lovely.
So it was really nice to have like medical stuff, because we have read up where some trans guys have been pregnant and had different reviews on medical staff.
Luckily,
but I think
a very good hospital.
It also helps with us having Dr. Seal on board and stuff as well.
Because he's actually at the local hospital that we've chosen to go with around the corner, and he's seen you a couple of times throughout the pregnancy, and he's then relaying his information back to our midwife team, and they're all kind of keeping like care of you all together, which is really nice, because then if they have anything that they're not sure about, they can kind of go and talk to Dr. Seal before
talking to us or talking after, and getting some like information that they need. So it's been really good. In terms of like family and work, obviously when I first fell pregnant, I was at my old job where Shane still works, and because obviously I was working with special needs kids, and some of the kids kick and hit, and with the like handling and stuff, it was very like I had to tell. So I spoke to the deputy, and she was really lovely. She was really supportive of it all.
She kind of put you in classes and didn't put you in classes where there was a threat from children hitting you, and putting you somewhere where you were comfortable.
And then obviously I left the job. I chose to leave before I found out I was pregnant, because I wanted to go back into sport, because I miss it. And then obviously when I accepted the job, we found out we was pregnant. And I wanted to wait till it was 12 weeks, just so it was obviously
to tell them.
The obvious reasons. But then when I was in like July, just before we broke up, I got kicked in the stomach by a football, quite close up range, by one of the older kids, which obviously, because we've had complications at the beginning, I was very like
and you were pretty much constantly being sick afterwards and in pain.
So I was being sick, in pain. Come home, went straight to A&E.
Luckily, everything was fine.
Yeah, we had a scan. They was like, everything's fine. Obviously, because it's early, you got the protection there from it all, which was really nice. But the doctor was really lovely. And yeah, so obviously I was like, I better tell my work a lot, just in case it happens again. So I sat down with the region manager and my site manager and just explained I was trans because I didn't know. Bless them.
Yeah, your like area manager did.
Yeah, the region manager and like head office knew that I was trans, but didn't know about the pregnancy. But my site manager didn't know about any of it. Bless him. But like they're really good. Like obviously, I explained, showed him the letter we got from the hospital, and he's been really supportive. Yeah. Like he's just like, if you need any time, like we're happy to let you have time out. Yeah. So like, as long as you talk and communicate with us, it's fine.
And they've done a risk assessment with you. They've got another appointment with like head office and HR to see how they can support you ongoing with the pregnancy, and in terms of telling other staff members, or if it comes down to it, telling some of the other, like the children you work with, because they are mainstream year 5, year 6. They have a lot more understanding. Yeah, the older ones have a lot more understanding. So, but luckily you're in a very good school anyway. That they have
a couple of gay dads and gay mums and stuff in the schools, which is nice.
So hopefully with them you'll get a lot of support from them. They've been good. But yeah, in terms of obviously
family.
So family, obviously your family have actually been quite good and supportive, like surprisingly. They took a long time to kind of accept your transition, and I think your family we were worried about the most. I think because we kind of told them, and they were very much in the process of us planning. They knew exactly obviously when Ben come off hormones, because we were still living with them at the time. You know, the whole way through planning, we spoke to them about it. You know, we see them very regularly, like a couple of times a week. So they will see the changes. Yeah, they've all been a part of it anyway. And the day we found out we were going round for roasting us, it was kind of like we couldn't hide how excited we were. But no, they've been really supportive. Obviously, like, it's a bit difficult talking to some of them due to obviously your cousin losing her child. So they're a bit apprehensive until we kind of get past 24 weeks, which is completely understandable, but they are very supportive. My family...
Your family and your dad on the other hand.
Yeah, my dad has been amazing from day one. He's been amazing in my transition with you. Like, he absolutely loves you. He was the only family member I had there on our wedding day. He has been amazing, him and my stepmom. And he was very excited when we told him we were planning to have a child.
Yeah, he forgot about you and come straight to me, asked how I was, like how I feel about wanting to carry. Whereas obviously at this point you wasn't on hormones, so it could have been a lot easier for Shane to be like, no, I'll carry.
And he was the only one that didn't really actually even ask that either.
No.
Why I didn't want, like, why I wasn't carrying instead, whereas a lot of your family or friends did.
Yeah.
But no, they've been really amazing.
Your nan and granddad.
My nan and granddad have been really supportive. They always have done. Like, they've always fought my battle, bless them. Then I told my mum next, which at first I think she was very shocked. She kind of knew we were planning, but it was kind of, we told her once and it was never really spoken about. So yeah, she said congratulations. You know, she just was a bit shocked. And we didn't really talk about it after that. Like, that was kind of it. And then I found out from my nan and granddad that basically all my family knew. Because of a party they had that I wasn't there. My cousin is actually a couple of weeks ahead of us, so she's expecting twins. So, you know, my family were talking about her, and whether it was my mum or someone, you know, spoke about me. And we got brought into the conversation that you were pregnant. So it was kind of a shame because it was kind of our news to tell, and I wanted to tell my family, considering I don't really see them that much because I moved away. I wanted to be the one to tell them. But they were really supportive. We then went to a family gathering after, like a couple of weeks after. And, you know, my aunts have been messaging me and talking to me about it, and they've been really, really supportive, which is really lovely. I told my brother the other day, and he's really excited because he's away at the moment. But no, he's really excited to be an uncle. So yeah, family actually, yeah, they've been very, very supportive.
Family quite.
And we've had really
considering.
supportive friends. So yeah, obviously not that we would really, but we've had no negative or bad.
No,
like,
not from
at all.
family.
No, there's people at work that we work with, that I work with, that have been really supportive, and so yeah, it's been really lovely. And as we said, medical staff we've had no problems with. So yeah, so it's just moving forward from now, and we've got a couple more, obviously, appointments planned.
2 appointments in September. We got because we're not finding out the gender of our child, we're not having the 16-week scan because there'd be no point. So we got a 16-week appointment but no scan, just to like sit down, make sure everything's fine. So our next scan will be in October, which will put us to like 21 weeks. And then we got Seal in November, and then pretty much from there it'll be like making sure everything's goes smooth.
And obviously we've got an appointment talking about you wanting to have a C-section, because that's your choice and your plan.
So we got an appointment in September, at the end of September, talking about what methods and the birth plan and how I want it to go, which I want to hopefully have a C-section, just because I will feel more comfortable in having a C-section. And I've also spoken to like Dr. Lorimer and Dr. Christopher, who does lower surgery, to make sure that if I have a C-section that it doesn't affect me having bottom surgery later on. And they've been really great with it all, so just waiting for their response.
Luckily we have a lot of support from specialists, a lot of support from family and medical staff, and we're very well set to bring the little one into the world. Very excited and very well prepared. So
so everything's fine.
Just waiting for them to be here now.
Yeah, so hopefully, so their due date is, if I was not to have a C-section, would be February the 10th. Obviously, if I get granted and I can have the C-section I want, then it'd be like the end of January. So fingers crossed, we'll keep you updated at our next appointment. And just to end that, this one's been up a couple of nights writing a blog. So now we have a blog page.
Yeah, I'll post the link below. So it just kind of outlines in more detail about what we've spoken about, how we chose donations, what type of donations there are,
how we met, how we actually planned to have our child, and talking about actually getting the big fat positive.
Yes, so you can go online and have a look at my blog. Please feel free to share this video and my blog, and comment and subscribe to our channel, and we will keep you updated.